Huawei P40 Pro Plus Camera Review. Hello my dear friends, how are you? I hope you are well and in good health. Today I have a new and important video with you, which is a review of the Huawei P40 Pro Plus camera. I hope you like it, but before you watch the video, subscribe to the channel to receive everything new and useful. Now let's continue the explanation. Huawei P40 Pro Plus, what's new? We previously reviewed the image quality, IQ, of the Huawei P40 Pro's camera, but the Huawei P40 Pro Plus packs more hardware and is currently the most powerful camera system, according to Ubergizmo's Camera HW hardware score, which measures the strength of its camera hardware. We analyze this camera's image at the same time as our Galaxy Note 20 Ultra camera review, so we'll reuse some comparison shots. The primary and ultra-wide camera modules on the P40 Pro and P40 Pro Plus are the same. The P40 Pro Plus zoom camera function comes with two zoom cameras, 181mm for 3x zoom and 269mm for ultra-long zoom. For reference, the Huawei P40 Pro has a single 135mm zoom camera. Remember that some small differences in scores are likely the result of image processing influence or image filter setting changes by the manufacturer. The ultra-wide camera is incredibly powerful, with a massive camera sensor that can compete with the primary cameras on most phones. However, the camera's focal length is only 18mm wide, instead of 13mm, which is a relatively large difference in field of view, less wide than the others. The 269mm zoom has an interesting setup, with a smaller 8MP sensor, about half the size, than the P40 Pros, but with a more powerful zoom lens. We've seen Samsung make a similar move from the S20 Ultra to the Note 20 Ultra, and it works. Image quality analysis important. Let's clarify some of the terms we will use. Image processing, software work that improves the quality of image data. Image filtering, a software action that changes the style, aesthetic, of an image. Context image, a great approximation of what we see, including how dark the scene actually is, just to provide context for the snapshot. Not a quality standard. A note about the camera IQ score. Our camera scoring system is based on 4 subscores pillars that can help tell a fuller story: day, night, ultra-wide and zoom photography. The camera's global score is straightforward, but the pedestals help tell a better story for those who want a more accurate view of the camera's image quality. If you want to learn more about how the score works, head over to our Camera IQ measurement page. Photography in daylight. The Huawei P40 Pro Plus takes excellent HDR photos, and our HDR scene posed no particular problems for the primary camera. When compared with the Note 20 Ultra, both phones reduced the brightness of the sky, which appeared brighter, white, to the naked eye, as the contextual image shows. Both phones took excellent photos, with the P40 Pro Plus having a slight advantage in capturing HDR detail in both bright and shadowy areas, while the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra did slightly better at capturing natural tones. Interestingly, the P40 Pro Plus could display poorer image processing than the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, especially less sharp ones. Huawei has traditionally been known for its extensive image filtering, but with higher performance devices, the need for image filtering is reduced. DSLRs do very little image filtering, not to be confused with image processing. Ultimately, the 12MP maximum resolution in auto mode limits the P40 Pro Plus's maximum detail in daylight photography. The Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, and S20 Ultra, supports up to 108MP resolution in auto mode and can capture finer details. I can only speculate that Huawei's camera tuning favors dual ISO shooting with a quad-Bayer sensor to get better high dynamic range, HDR. Within a controlled multi-frame capture. Quad-Bayer sensors can capture 2 images at 2 different ISO settings at the same time. Night photography. HDR night photography. Huawei has made a name for itself in night photography, partly due to its intense image filtration that turns night into day, but also for the amazing night vision capabilities that result from using very high ISO settings, with almost no noise. We usually divide normal low light photos and night photos into 2 different categories. Because brightness is not always the best. Turning night into day is an aesthetic choice that can be done like an Instagram-like filter. This can be detrimental to the controllability of the camera since the final image is very different from what the user is looking at. You don't know what to expect. Additional image filtering is often a bit destructive, meaning it removes some of the original captured information, including some of the original contrast and shadows. Phones always make things brighter than they really are. It's just a fact. However, some demand this handle way higher than others. The most important part is to maintain as much contrast and color tones as possible, so that users who want a realistic scene can get it. A great low light camera should still capture detail in dark areas so you can light them up if you need to. Huawei's tuning is very aggressive when it comes to brightening things up beyond reality. While this may bring praise from some users, it may also alienate others. Night photography without HDR technology. When there is not much difference in brightness between different parts of the scene, high dynamic range, HDR, is not required as much. This is one of the best tests of a camera's electro-optics, sensor plus lens. With a 0.4 lux scene, the camera's hardware is pushed to the limit of what we consider normal use. Your eyes can see the subject well, and most high-end mobile phone cameras will perform much better than lower-end devices. We tested the P40 Pro, S20 Ultra, P40 Pro Plus, and Note 20 Ultra, and they all showed slightly different levels of quality, in that order. Both the P40 Pro Plus and Note 20 Ultra can be considered the best of the respective brands' lineup. You can see a clear difference between the P40 Pro and P40 Pro Plus in terms of details and colors. However, the Note 20 Ultra comes out on top, with better details and colors overall. The only downside to the Note 20 Ultra is excessive sharpness that creates white halos. It's kind of annoying. Night vision photography, 0.005 lux. Night vision is for scenes in which your eyes can no longer distinguish details and you can barely see colors. It's an interesting edge case from a technical standpoint, although it's not relevant to the real world. But if we're going to pay top dollar for a smartphone, don't we want the best of everything? Yes, of course. Huawei pretty much invented the night vision category, not only by coming up with a long exposure night sight feature before Google did, but also by making it obsolete within 12 months, thanks to its high ISO photography. The crazy part is that Huawei has managed to use crazy ISO levels, without the equally crazy noise. Some of it seems to be related to double binning of pixels. In normal light, Huawei appears to shoot at 1/4 the resolution of the sensor. However, for night vision, our data seems to indicate that the resolution is actually 1/16 of the native 50 MP resolution. Huawei's extreme ISO can usually be recognized by the pink color of the image. It's not perfect, but Samsung's excessive yellow is actually worse, although it's more in line with the original's yellow. Ultimately, Huawei jumps the line ahead because it can maintain an ultra-fast shutter speed. Night vision images are instantaneous with the Huawei, while the Samsung has to use much longer shutter speeds and exposure times because its ISO is about 10 times lower. Huawei is the winner here. Zoom photography. As I said in the introduction, the Huawei P40 Pro Plus has a completely different setup than the P40 Pro and P30 Pro before it. On paper, the 269mm zoom looks very powerful, but at the same time, the 8MP sensor may limit the amount of detail. It's really a balancing act that can't be done easily. In fact, the difference between the 135mm P40 Pro and the 269mm P40 Pro Plus isn't as big as the focal length number suggests. Note, an important element of our IQ tests is that we only test long zoom, because that's how the majority of users think about this feature. As a result, the P40 Pro Plus's short 81mm zoom doesn't contribute to our IQ score, but we want to point out that it's there, and should improve the IQ for the 2x5x zoom. The camera's image quality, IQ, tests reveal that the P40 Pro Plus is actually significantly better than the Huawei P40 Pro. However, the Note 20 Pro managed to snatch victory by a small margin. The P40 Pro Plus displays more artifacts than the Note 20 Ultra zooms in for a similar level of detail. This may be due to how Huawei handles multi-frame photography in this particular case, but we reproduced it on many images, so it's no coincidence. To put things in context, all of the cameras we just mentioned are exceptional. Phones like the iPhone 11 Pro have much weaker zoom cameras. We also took a photo with the LG Velvet, which has no dedicated zoom lens at all. It's just another world. Ultra-wide photography. Field of view, FOV, aside, Huawei has been dominating the ultra-wide photography category since the introduction of the Mate 30 Pro camera, with a simple but expensive recipe, using a huge camera sensor and a high-quality lens and a secondary camera. So far, no other brand has come close to using such powerful equipment for high-speed photography, and the results have been unappealing. The Mate 30 Pro, P40 Pro, and P40 Pro Plus lead this corner of mobile photography. Huawei dominates the ultra-wide photography category. The only dark spot with these ultra-wide cameras is that their 18mm focal length produces a noticeably narrower field of view than competitors with 13mm lenses. In short, Huawei's cameras are a little less ultra-wide than others. If you're okay with that, you'll appreciate this camera's higher detail in daylight and much higher performance in low light. Daylight photography, ultra-wide night photography at night. The Huawei ultra-wide camera module of the Huawei P40 Pro Plus shows its power. Just as we noticed with the Mate 30 Pro and P40 Pro, it's very difficult for competitors to produce comparable images when the Huawei sensor is twice as large and connected to a more powerful lens. The difference in image clarity is so obvious that we don't even need to add cropped images to show it. Huawei really delivers the best image quality here. If that could happen with the 13mm lens, it would be perfect. Conclusion. The Huawei P40 Pro Plus is an excellent mobile camera system, and has the most impressive hardware at the time of publication as measured by the HW camera score. So why didn't the P40 Pro Plus get the best camera IQ score? Huawei has invested a lot in areas that have less impact on our camera intelligence, like zoom. Excellent portable camera system. Zoom photography contributes less than day plus night photography to the real user experience, and day plus night photography is where Samsung has invested the most. In addition, Huawei doesn't fully use the 50MP resolution for daylight photos. They are all captured at 12MP in automatic mode. In this mode, Samsung successfully exploits its 108MP sensor, creating a higher level of detail. At the end of the video, I hope you liked it, and see you in a new video.